Welcome to Ruben Uncut. Today's topic, Sigma males. What the hell's going on there? Don't know. It looks confusing. I did a video about Sigma males and how they all worship the guy from American Psycho. Yeah. But today I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper and find out what's going on with Sigma males. Because I'm gonna be honest here. When I look at a lot of Sigma male content, my major thought is this shit can't be real. Like, honestly, it reads like introverts who want to be alpha males is what it reads like. And I'm a pretty introverted guy. I live by my own rules. Maybe I am a Sigma male. We're gonna watch a video on how to be. Let's see what this shit's all about.
All men aspire to be a premium version of themselves. Success is a thing that most aspire for.
I'm just gonna say this off the bat. This sounds like it's an AI voice.
And the Sigma male has proven their worth among the male archetypes. People have seen how successful the lone wolf can be, and many people desire to be.
Lone wolves aren't actually that successful in the wild. There's a reason they're a pack animal. So I don't know what they're referring to here. Actually, hold on. I need to know. Even if lone wolves track down mates, the odds are against them. Without the support of the pack, they are more likely to die. But just because a wolf leaves its home doesn't mean it's gone forever. If a lone wolf can't succeed on its own, it may eventually return to its natal pack. Mom and Dad, I fucked up. Please let me come home. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck they think they're talking about with the lone wolf success thing.
To become like him. The tremendous successes his life is producing are always putting others on a personal evaluation. They keep asking themselves, can I do these things too? Can my life produce this level of accomplishment? Of course
I think they just meant as a person, as a lone wolf. That being said, it's still a bad metaphor.
His life is enviable, but many people cannot afford the sacrifices he has made to reach the peak of his career. In today's video, we will answer the question.
Just based on the little that I've been told about Sigma males, I'm not sure why they would care about careers. Because careers, I don't know if you were aware of this, but careers are heavily based on eating shit and what other people think about you. But let's find out what they have to say.
Can a beta male become a Sigma male? Watch till the end. Before we look at the possibility of transition between these two male archetypes, let's first look at who.
A beta male is a follower. A beta male is more likely to wait for an opportunity to become an alpha male. Of course, to be fair, that's how things work in nature. This is side note, chimps line up more with alpha male theory than wolves actually do. Because chimps are psychopaths. But let's see what they got to say here.
Beta and Sigma males are. The Sigma male archetype. A Sigma male is an introverted male.
Also, it's using the word archetype, but these concepts, other psychological theories have used the term archetype long before this shit.
Type who is independent, confident, self-reliant, and self-sufficient in everything. They're in their team. They don't identify themselves with other people, and they will never desire to be with anyone else. They are not the social type compared to their male counterpart, the alpha male. The beta male archetype. Beta males are attractive, motivated people who are full.
You can tell it's an AI because it's pronouncing the word beta.
Full of strength, but they have negative traits that make them appear weak. They are too submissive and dependent on others. They are just the complete opposite of the Sigma male when talking of dependency and submissiveness. The weaknesses of beta males are one of the main reasons why most of them want to become Sigma males. Let's examine what a beta male needs to do to become a Sigma male. These are the exceptional traits that beta males can learn and master to become someone greater than they used to be. You have to be yourself. What a Sigma male will never joke about is being themselves all the time without minding what anyone says or thinks about him.
Sigma males just sound like a form of autism so far, to keep it real. Hello, this is just a disclaimer I'm recording during the editing process. I'm about to as you heard, I just compared being a Sigma male to autism. Now, I'm going to only do that more as the video continues, and I even recommend that people who think they are. Sigma males get tested for autism. That being said, there are some things I should note here. As a disclaimer, I have autism, but I have worked in a field with autistic people. That being said, I am not qualified to diagnose anyone with autism. There are actually many different types of disorders or developmental disabilities that can have passing resemblances to autism. I also, being autistic, I just happen to see the things through the lens of autism. My point is, do not watch this video and then diagnose yourself with autism. I don't recommend self-diagnosis, and the reason I don't recommend self-diagnosis are because there are conditions that people that are affected by self-diagnosis. Things like being a hypochondriac. Hypochondriacs will self-diagnose themselves with wild shit all the time. And of course, Munchausen syndrome, which is kind of like being a hypochondriac that inflicts it on other people. The point is that you should take autism seriously, and this video in no way is clear evidence that you are autistic or not. For the love of God, get checked. I am mostly being facetious in this video, in my references to autism, but I'm only going to continue to make more of them as this video goes on. Please understand that I am being vaguely facetious, and you should not consider yourself autistic without getting checked for being autistic. Thank you.
Sigma male is satisfied with himself and doesn't desire to become someone else. He will not live to please every other person. He pleases himself alone.
Pleases himself alone, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about jerking it.
He lives for himself and by himself. What is going on outside matters little to him. This is one of the greatest parts an anticipating Sigma male must learn and master. Naturally, a beta male always seeks to satisfy others, even at the expense of himself. Every beta male must drop this destructive attribute of theirs to become a better man like a Sigma male. No one who lives under the umbrella of pleasing everyone.
But I mean, like, there is a balance to this. You're going to have to please other people at some point in your life because, having a job and capitalism kind of demands it.
Everybody and changing to suit every man's needs, like a chameleon changes its coat to suit what looks like his environment, lives a fulfilled life. To live a fulfilled life, you have to be yourself. You must understand that.
Yeah, this sounds like autism. It sounds like how to be positive in autism. That's what it sounds like so far.
You cannot please everybody, so never put yourself under the burden of pleasing men. Human needs are insatiable. You can hardly satisfy people no matter how much you try. Live out your real self to become the man of your dreams. It seems difficult, but you can. You have to live by your own rules. You can never see a Sigma male live by someone else's standards.
So, does that mean a Sigma male wouldn't watch this video? Like, I mean, I guess the video is intended for beta males who want to be Sigma males.
He knows what's best for him and goes for it. He sets his own rules and standards. He doesn't live under the customs of society. He is
autism.
Not living under any man's authority.
By the way, I can say that because I am autistic.
He is his leader. This doesn't mean that a Sigma male doesn't work under a boss, but when he does, he neglects his principles. This may be a difficult thing to do for an
Yeah, because sometimes you're going to need to have a fucking boss. Because society.
An aspiring Sigma male, beta male. But for a beta male to become a Sigma male, he has to set rules for himself and consciously live by them. He must learn to live for himself.
Live by your own rules. I don't even live by my rules. I made some rules and then I killed them all. I'm so Sigma, I eat other Sigma males for dinner.
He must decide the social and moral rules that work best for him. You will live to please yourself rather than be conscious of what others
Sigma, when you believe in moral relativism.
Think about you. There will always be a consequence for these new actions you are embarking on. You may lose connections with some.
Which, by the way, that is what making your own like morality and rules implies that you believe in a certain level of perspective-based relative morality.
People who will misinterpret your new decisions. Some people might forsake you, but as a new Sigma male, you
Because if you're a grumpy bitch who doesn't like to play ball with anybody, no one's gonna want to play ball with you. Duh.
must learn how to cope with the lonely path that you have chosen to walk. Sigma males are
Being lonely can be of value.
always lone walkers. No one goes in the direction that
You have friends, you've already failed this video, bitch.
a Sigma trails. No one will be ready to journey with you either. You must learn empathic listening.
So it sounds like if you're a Sigma male, you're gonna limit your professional opportunities.
A Sigma male is more of a listener than a talker. He is patient.
Also, based on this, American Psycho is a terrible example of a Sigma male because A, he's fake as fuck. Bateman is fake as fuck. He's constantly trying to get the attention. Socialization and what people think of him are super important to him. Like, this actually flies in the face of everything that goes on in American Psycho. Yeah, Sigmas are dumbasses, apparently, if they think that Patrick Bateman is a Sigma, because he's not.
And will listen to everything you want to tell him without interrupting you. He is a learner. He doesn't do the talking. He is not an extrovert like the alpha male. He keeps to himself instead of pouring out his heart. Their listening ability makes them exceptional among all the male archetypes. The reason many people want to talk is that they want to be seen, heard, and validated by others. But a Sigma male has no concerns for all of these things.
Autism. This is not a person. They're describing personality disorders.
He just wants to be in the hidden place.
Autism is not a personality disorder. It's a developmental disability connected to emotional processing, which means that even though it's a developmental disability, autistic people are not necessarily stupid.
While he is doing his necessary
Not all autistic people are smart. That's a stereotype.
tasks. He does not, at any time, become captivated by the desire to be known. He prefers to be unknown and unseen. To become a Sigma male, you must learn to listen more and talk less. You must sharpen your emotional intelligence. A Sigma male is
I will say that is the first thing that doesn't sound like autism. Some autistic people are better listeners than others.
aware of his thoughts, and he knows how to control them to make things work for his good. He controls not only his thoughts but also his words and actions, which are always kept in check by himself.
Yep, that's masking. They're describing masking.
He can control his temper and empathize with others, even with those who are rude to him,
Okay, so that's something that autistic people do struggle to do.
without talking to them angrily. This ability helps
I don't mean for this to be a compare autistic people to Sigma males video. That's just the thing that's happening.
a Sigma male skillfully interact and deal with conflicts. He is also able to manage and cope with stress, even though he's a busy man. Every beta male must sharpen his emotional intelligence to become an effective Sigma male.
But it sounds like you're only like laying out certain aspects of emotional intelligence. Like, if you have good emotional intelligence, you're also going to be good at like socializing.
You must be self-reliant. Sigma males depend on no one. They are sufficient in themselves to get things.
Illusion. That's delusional thinking. You live in a society. You rely on people that you're not aware of. That's just a reality. Unless you live off the grid, self-sufficiently, I might add, you are reliant on some aspect of society or people. No, I'm self-employed. I got my own job. Well, your job is about the transfer of wealth, which is money, which means that you rely on a system that runs on said money. Congratulations, you're part of the Matrix. Because it's inescapable if you believe in any level of materialism.
Done. They don't have to go here and there in search of help to have their goals accomplished.
Everyone's going to need help sometimes. If this is true, this is Sigma male's biggest personality flaw. If you cannot be, and also indicates a lack of emotional intelligence. If you can't tell, if you're not going to be able to go to people when you need help, you are lacking a level of emotional intelligence. So this is slowly becoming inconsistent, like internally.
Sit down with their calculations and figure out what is needed for any of their visions. Once they get all that
Sometimes it's other people.
done, they are good to go alone, with nobody joining them. Yet they will accomplish their goals. They will live out their dreams without much ado. They are self-reliant men. They live independent.
Hold on. I want to say I deeply respect the fact that whoever made this animation decided to put a person in a wheelchair in the video, even though the wheelchair is missing its seat. What the fuck? Props to you for thinking about that.
And only follow their instincts. Whatever their minds tell them to do, that is what they do. They don't go out seeking other people's opinions or
Whatever their minds tell them to do. Okay, so I guess Sigmas don't have like weird impulses. Like, not everything your mind tells you to do is going to be good. I'm just going to let you on this secret. You've never had intrusive thoughts. You've never just, sometimes the thoughts in your brain is just a neuron misfiring. Okay? Like, not everything your brain tells you to do is positive. Just throwing that out there.
help. They know what is best for themselves, and they do it.
Hard to measure. Hard to measure, actually, You can think you know what's best for yourself, but this implies you have all the data, and very few people have all the data. You might make good choices, but you'll never know how much of that is luck and how much of it was statistically inevitable.
If there is any need for them to call others for a task, that means they must do so. They can succeed with or without the input of other people. For you to become a man, you must learn to do things for yourself. Don't always wait until
a certain level of self-reliance is necessary to be a fully functioning adult human being. That is true. I will never deny that.
Someone comes to you. You can accomplish your dreams if you dare to go for them without being.
Although I will say, did you catch that there is at least a minor acknowledgement that you might need the help of other people as a Sigma male there? He didn't want to say it too loudly, but it's in there.
Being dependent on others. You must have a positive attitude towards solitude. The main abode of a Sigma male is the solitary place. What are your views about having a quiet time?
It's just stoicism repackaged, man. This is just stoicism repackaged.
Do you think it's necessary or not? A time of solitude is of utmost necessity to a Sigma male, and should be to every beta male aspiring to be one. Sigma males enjoy their solitude. Little wonder they are called lone wolves. It is a place that allows you to stay clear of distractions. He can think through, plan, and strategize on how to carry out his plans. The solitary place is the birthplace of ideas for the Sigma male. All his inventions
Autism
are mostly products of having personal time. He spends so much time by himself studying, meditating, and analyzing a lot of things that pertain to his life. If you want to be a Sigma male, you must learn to stay.
It also sounds a little bit like an anxiety disorder. Just this last part.
Alone for reasonable hours of the day. Excuse yourself from the noisy environment and
Is Bo Burnham a Sigma male? Because this shit makes Bo Burnham. This shit sounds a little bit like Bo Burnham.
Stay in a place where you can focus on your life and plan what to do next. This is one of the secrets of the Sigma male. It is one of the reasons why they are successful. They have time for themselves. It may not be easy at first, but you can learn it and make the most of your life by becoming the best in your chosen career.
I am close to it sounds like I'm at least a little bit close to a Sigma male, even though I think some of this is dumb and unhealthy.
Do you desire to become a Sigma male? It's not too hard, but it has a lot to do with your determination, never to give up until you have done all of these things. Knowing if a beta male can become a Sigma male, it is time to know what makes a Sigma male a winner. Click on the image and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.
I got a picture of John Wick on this video. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to this channel. Can women resist the Sigma male? Based on what you described, I would say almost definitely. Why Sigma males are hated by alpha males? It's probably because one of them is an extrovert and the other is an introvert. And because alphas want people to follow them, so alphas are not going to respect sigma males who don't want to be followers. I don't think I need to even watch that video, and I can answer that question just based on what we've learned. Sigma versus alpha. Andrew Tate. What a bitch. You going to jail. Jared Leto's Joker as a sigma male. I think you're confusing mental illness once again with being a sigma male. Sigma male's masculine secret. Why women deeply regret losing sigma males. I mean, just based on that previous video, it's because we're supposed to be good at listening. But like sigma male never fights over women. The only man you must fear. Reason sigma males are super dangerous. No one dares to provoke the sigma male. Is that Tyler Durden? Jesus Christ, it's Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden not even real. Tyler Durden is a figment of a man struggling with his masculinity's imagination. 10 sign, you're the rarest male on earth. 8 ways women secretly test sigma males. Why men become sigma males. Changing your personality seems totally healthy, by the way. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, it seems like a totally healthy thing to do. Sigma, never approach women. Maybe I am a sigma male. Never cross sigma male or he will destroy. That seems like an incomplete sentence. It's an unusual way sigma males make women chase without trying. That is a thing I wish I knew how to do. Unusual behaviors that only sigma males know. That only sigma males do? Yeah, it's sigma males do. I oh, I bet that one is so autistic. Oh my god, no way. We have to. I have to.
Sigma males are the most mysterious set of males in the world. They understand the concept of being socially inclined.
They're not going to be that mysterious for long. We keep making these fucking videos.
But they prefer to be alone, which is why they are tagged as loners or the Lone Ranger.
Yes, that's what the word means.
Sigma males prefer to do things on their own.
Still an AI voice.
Without depending on anyone. So they acquire all the necessary skills needed for them to
over what looks like corporate training level animation.
Execute any project they want to work on. Sigma males enjoy being alone or with
fucking burying other types of males. That's fucking ridiculous.
a few of their friends, which is why most of the time you will not find them in any social gathering, except if it is important and they have no way of escaping that social gathering.
Sounds like autism.
To discover the 5 things only Sigma males do that other men don't.
They're just describing being introverted. They literally just describe an extreme version of being introverted.
Watch till the end. Sigma males are self-sufficient, and they have several skills to offer. In other words, they are the most sought-after set of males by both women and men. The first thing a Sigma male does differently from other males is...
Are they, though? Are they?
They face their fears. So, when Sigma males are faced with their challenges, they often know how to face their fears.
Facing your fears is the best option. I typically face a lot of my fears, except for my fear of success.
Sigma males are more active when they are alone and can separate themselves for days, months, or more to find a solution to the current situation that they are facing. They will rather try and find a solution to the current situation.
They're claiming problem solving. Everyone's got to do that, by the way. That's just a thing required for life.
Then run away from what they fear the most and believe that all problems have a solution, irrespective of how big the problem may be.
Okay. You know, some of this does make me think I'm a Sigma male, but that's how personality tests get into your brain and start to rot it from the inside out. Because that's the thing about personality tests. So there's a certain level of vagueness and there's a certain level of connection that most people can make to a personality test. And a lot of personality tests are not based on anything measured or scientific.
They can go ahead and ask for help when needed, but will only do that when they know it is a problem they cannot solve themselves, because
There's a lot of problems I can't solve myself, brother.
they would rather find a solution themselves than for them to seek help from outside. For Sigma males, they take their fears as milestones, and they will rather take it as a challenge to be overcome than for them to be afraid and end up doing nothing about it. Sigma males have the mentality of seeing their fears as things that are temporary and not permanent.
Death is permanent.
They know that we all have our fears and that everyone can overcome those fears if they only put their mind to them and find a way to overcome them. This is
Probably permanent.
why most of the time when Sigma males are seen outside, they look as if they are without fears. But the truth of the matter is that they also have fears, but they know the way of tackling those fears. They know how to fight their inner battles. We all have our battles we are facing individually when it comes to life.
I mean, how you measuring that? Do all Sigma males figure that shit out? I mean, everything as you're describing about Sigma males implies that they might have some psychological problems that they're not dealing with.
Finding purpose, knowing what to do and when to do it, knowing the type of profession we are supposed to pursue, knowing if we are
Obviously, I'm meant to be an actor. Please, someone call my agent. I don't have an agent.
to be an entrepreneur, or if we are to get a job and climb the ladder, knowing the person we want to marry.
Honestly, entrepreneurship sounds like it would be the worst experience possibly ever for a Sigma male. I mean, if Sigma males are really all about not depending on people, then entrepreneurship would suck. Because, like, it's literally you depending on lots of people. Because the entrepreneur is just the person who invests. It looks like on top, like the entrepreneur is like everyone's dependent on the entrepreneur, because they kind of are, because they need the entrepreneur's money. But there's a give and exchange to this. The entrepreneur is technically reliant on the people who are actually doing the work. And that will determine if the entrepreneur's investments actually fucking pay off. So I don't know. Being an entrepreneur sounds like the last thing anyone Sigma would want to be. Frankly, not only that, but a lot of entrepreneurs aren't even very hands-on, especially if you're invested in a lot of things. By the way, the only like entrepreneur on Shark Tank that's a billionaire is Mark Cuban. He's like worth more than all the other people on Shark Tank put together.
And knowing the qualities we want from the person you want to marry are all types of battles or challenges we face. All of this.
Knowing the types of things you want the person you are going to marry has some merit to it, but it's also potentially delusional, because it's a list you make in a vacuum of what you think you want. And people are much more complicated than that. And people are going to have things that surprise you. And some of those things you'll find out you hate. And some of those things you'll find out you needed and you didn't know.
Causes us headaches if we are not properly prepared to fight these battles. And it can sometimes lead to depression in some people. Sigma males know how to deal with such situations easily because they know how to set themselves aside and figure out what they need to become in life. Sigma males know how to find their purposes before going after them, and they will already map out the necessary processes they are going to go through to achieve those purposes beforehand.
Well, I don't have that. I don't know how to plan. It's probably why I got into improv comedy. Yes, that's what I normally do outside these videos. And it's also why I never script any of these videos. Not really. Can you tell? If you've watched a lot of my content, you could probably tell.
For instance, Sigma males already know the qualities they desire from the woman of their choice. Sigma males don't like jumping on things that are not planned, which is why they can spend 80% of their time planning.
Planning a lot, though, is a fear-based response. Like a lot of people control their anxiety by having extensive plans. And this also sounds like the way a lot of autistic people deal with reality. Like I'm not just autistic, but I've worked in fields with other autistic people. And this is literally how a lot of autistic people control for things. I don't know how they do it because I think my parents may have done a little bit too much of certain things planning for me as a kid, and now I can't plan for shit. Plus I have a lot of executive dysfunction issues. But the point is that like I know a lot of autistic people and they want to know the plan. They understand that there's going to be things wanted of them, and they're going to want a very clear, structured layout of what the steps they need to follow are. This is the way a lot of autistic people deal with their problems. I am not convinced yet that the Sigma male like trope or archetype, as they're calling it, which is a little pretentious, to be honest. I'm not convinced that it's not just a positive spin for things like anxiety, autism, and certain forms of ADHD. I'm just not. They make it sounds like a personality disorder at best. Like they just took just positive spin for being an introvert.
While the remaining 20% is for them achieving those plans. They prefer to spend more time planning on how to execute any project, rather than having to spend more time executing the project without having a proper way of executing it. They are not afraid to say no. No other type
An important thing to know how to do, actually. Say no.
of man can confidently say no like the Sigma male. They know how to say no easily because they will first check if the request is in line with their activity or with their purpose. Once they notice the request is not in line, they will easily say no so that they won't be dragged back by anybody. This is why sometimes they are misjudged.
Side note, Patrick Bateman would never say no to fucking a chick. Unless he was already fucking a different chick.
As always being prideful and always ignoring people. But what most people don't know is that they do this just because, whatever the request might have been, it has to be part of their plan for the period it was being requested. Sigma males respect people's time and also expect people to respect their time. Most of the time.
You already know what I'm thinking.
What Signal males are to do in the following week has already been pre-planned in the previous week. And this is part of the reason they expect any request to come weeks before their scheduled event is to come.
Autism. This thing where you want advance notice, like super far in advance. Autism. And if I was good at using a calendar, I'd want it too. But I suck at using. I need to learn how to use a calendar. At one point in your adulthood, you will stop and realize which skills you should have been growing as you grew, which you were distracted from by either pressing matters or simple pleasures.
Aside from emergency cases, Sigma males are reasonable men and will treat cases based on need and want. If they notice that a request can be adjourned for a specific period, they will rather decline for that time. But if they notice that it is an emergency case that needs to be treated immediately, they sometimes sacrifice their activities to treat those emergency cases. However, they are more logical beings than...
That sounds like a very well-adjusted autistic person if they know. Yeah.
Emotional beings, and will rather treat things based on logic and say no easily when the request doesn't seem logical enough.
Seriously, people.
They don't compare themselves to others. It is most common among men to compare themselves with their peers. They will...
Any comparison you make between yourself and your peers is ego-based. It's also like one of the worst things about alpha males is that they do this. Comparison between yourself and others is purely based on some type of insecurity, and all insecurities tie into your ego or sense of self. This is the thing that Sigma males, provided you exist, actually, this is a good trait. While it's also something that Some autistic people do have this trait too, because they don't know how to pick up on the social cues. We don't know how to pick up on the social cues. I rarely ever think about comparing myself to other people. Like almost never. But what I have realized is that when I am, that's tied entirely to my ego. If there's something I'm comparing myself to another person on, it means that there's something going on where I'm not okay with that part of me. Because that's envy going on. That's you wanting something that someone else has. And I don't do it a lot. There are just some key things that I've psychologically locked down where I'm like, okay, that thing, and that thing are problems. I clearly have insecurities about them. My brain can't stop wondering about who's better at that thing. But by and large, I do not compare myself to other people because everyone grows at their own rate. And comparing yourself to other people can either distract you from your own personal growth or create equivalencies that don't matter. Like, I'm on a constant journey of learning how to treat women better because I'll be the first to say I have failed in that regard in the past. And the more self-aware and the more therapy I go to, the more incidents I think to myself, you know what, that incident and that incident, those incidents were also fucked up. So I continue to grow and work and try to be better. But if I was comparing myself to other people, I could wake up in the morning and go, well, you know what? I'm a lot better than fucking Russell Brand. I've never done anything as bad as fucking Russell Brand. I'm fine. I'm good. No, because that's a fuck, because I could say Russell Brand or Harvey Weinstein or any of these other numbers of men whose fucked up shit was worse than my fucked up shit. And I could just call it a day if I was just working on a comparison, because it goes both ways. Comparing yourself to other people is not great for you. My point is you got to look at yourself and your own growth and your own potential. Comparing yourself to other people, just your ego fucking with you. You got to, and it's not easy to get through that. It's a hard journey.
Will compare their careers, compare their relationships, how beautiful their wives are, compare their achievements.
Notice how this is actually the big difference between alpha males and sigma males actually from these videos. If you pay attention to alpha males, they're always talking about this shit. They're always talking about, like when that recent alpha male got his brain all twisted on live stage with that Fresh and Fit podcast and started going after Big Papa Fascist. He couldn't stop comparing him. He couldn't stop playing a comparison game with Big Papa Fascist. And he was even like, he wanted to get pictures of everyone's wives and girlfriends up on the monitor so they could see who had hot or ugly girls. That's what that is the key weakness in the alpha male mindset. It is the disease. This desire to, because the alpha male is based on is a hard lean into ego. And the fact of the matter is that your ego will mislead you. You cannot trust your ego because your ego does not see what you are fucking up.
Compare their material possessions and compare any physical things they can see. They compare these things to feed their egos because they believe that the more they have,
I'm ahead of the video. I'm ahead of the video now.
Than their peers, the better they are as men. However, sigma males are not in this category of men because they know their purpose and know what they are supposed to do almost every single day of their life. They tend.
That's insane, by the way. I can't even comprehend people who know what they're supposed to do almost every single day of their life. Like, I wish I had that part of being a sigma. Like, I have a lot of this actually. But like, there's other things on here like this. I don't like, this seems like a fantasy. Who the fuck can do this? I don't know. They just want to feel like they have superpowers.
Not to compare themselves with anybody, including their male peers. They will rather focus on their short and long-term goals and make sure they find a way to achieve them. Sigma males celebrate their little successes But don't let that get into their heads, because they are always after the bigger picture at every point in time. They also don't have time to compare themselves with other men, because they are always secluded from other men.
Like, yeah. Yeah. So, like, isolation's not good for you. I'm just going to tell you that. Isolation is not good for you. It is connected heavily to why men commit suicide. So, like, I got to say, some of this is not healthy. And, like, I self-isolate. It's a big problem that I have. Like, I have lots of people who I carry in my heart and who I love. And, like, there's a part of me that, like, when I stop and I think about those people, my thought process is always I wonder if they miss me. But the thing about it is that I don't reach out. And, like, that's a problem. That's the thing that I need to learn how to work on, because I'm bad at that. Because I have this thing probably related to my autism where, like, when I'm doing something or I'm somewhere or something is happening, nothing else exists. I'm constantly dealing. For a long time, I thought I was living in the moment. I thought that's what I was doing. But the truth is that I don't live in the moment. I don't live in the future and I don't live in the past. I live in a segment that is adjacent to the present. I don't know how to describe it exactly. But I'm always here, but I'm not always present. And that doesn't matter if I'm sober or not. When the going gets rough, my brain is like, gone. I disappear right in front of you. Not physically, just mentally. That's my experience. It's shit I'm working on. But I also isolate materially, keeping myself away from other people. And I don't do it on purpose. It's just a part of me that doesn't know how to be around other people. Even though I can feel that emptiness, that distance killing me. Real catch 22, you know? Whew, oh man. Random get real moment, you know? They must have, this video triggered me.
Sigma males are lone wolves and will rather not find themselves in any social gathering where men
Not healthy.
do the comparison. Sigma males have confidence and
It's possible to exist around other people and not compare yourselves, by the way. That's called being well-adjusted.
believe whatever they have is self-sufficient for them. This is why they will not compare themselves with others, knowing full well that what they have is the best. Other men are mostly jealous of Sigma.
That language is very restrictive. Knowing they have the best, it's a very hyperbolic. I don't even like that's not even the proper way to think about it. I would say that a Sigma male, probably more realistic, more correctly worded, is content with his own success. Because best implies an end of, like, the ultimate level. But, like, the problem with that is that we can't really measure for that. It's not totally rational. Only people who are comparing between themselves think in terms of best or worst. That is a competitive mindset, because best is a relative term. It is a term we relate between things.
Males and compare themselves with Sigma males, whereas Sigma males don't compare themselves with any breed of man.
It's weird that you would say breed of man. I hope no one takes that literally.
They practice realistic optimism.
Holy shit, I think I am a Sigma male.
There are two sets of people in life. There are those that see,
or I think being a Sigma male is being a high-functioning autistic person.
a half-filled glass as half full, while there are those that call the glass half empty. Those who see the glass as half full are optimists, while those who see it as half empty are pessimists. Sigma males are in the category of the optimistic. However, their type of optimism is different from the general type of optimism. They practice realistic optimism. This is a type of optimism that is done only when it is realistic. This means they look into the matter critically and look for positive ways of achieving.
If I was willing to pay the money to get my results from my Sigma male test, which I'm not. I'm betting I might be a Sigma male.
Achieving those things, rather than just
I mean autistic.
being optimists without knowing the solution to the challenge ahead. They don't give up easily because they believe there is a solution to every problem, which is why they are in the category of optimist. However, instead of declaring possibilities without working to achieve them in reality, they prefer to work to turn a difficult situation into a reality.
Hold on. Star a business. He got star a business. I won't lie. Putting a typo in a video sucks. I work really hard to not do it. That's what the editing process is for. Ooh, that sucks though. I'm sorry you put up a video with that bullshit in it.
So people can see that it
I mean, it sucks for you. If I saw, I would feel bad if I saw that.
is possible to be settled. Sigma
Hold on. Give up, work 9 to 5, star a business. Are we, on Yelp? It's interesting. They're saying that starting a business is better than giving up, working 9 to 5. Giving up is actually the only one that doesn't make you dependent on someone. If you start a business, you're going to be dependent on the labor of your employees. If you work 9 to 5, you're dependent on your employee for your employer for that fucking money.
males approach life by being realistic optimists every single time.
Oh, it's just so. It's even funnier because it's the one we're supposed to pay attention to. Oh my god. Was this animated by AI also?
They will always be realistic when setting their goals. They will also be realistic about things that are achievable and set their mind to achieving them. They don't set goals that are not achievable because they don't set goals that are not achievable because they will also be realistic about things.
Calculate each and every cash I have to reinvest. Okay. Never mind. I thought I saw more
Things that are achievable and set their mind to achieving them. They don't set goals that
Wait. Each and every cash? That is nonsense. Each cash? Ugh. It's not how you refer to a cash is a cash can't be singular. Cash is at least not like that. You can't use each cash.
that are not achievable because they consider all factors before deciding or concluding on what they want to achieve. Sigma male has been the most successful and is the most sought after male breed.
How do you know that? Like, what is the data for either of those things, considering that these videos have only just started to exist and there's no scientific research that backs up any of it? What are you talking about? What do you mean? How do you know that these men are the most sought after and desired? Like what? Like what? Like what is that? What is that based on? Who is calculating this?
They know this and they focus on.
Are all Sigma males successful? Because like, just because you have a personality type does not guarantee you success. That's not how life works. You've never met like go-getters who were like fuck-ups. It's not possible for a Sigma male to like have all these qualities, but also, be a dumbass so he fucks things up. Like, this doesn't make sense. No.
On themselves every single time, which is why some other men tend to copy their style, whereas a Sigma male doesn't copy other men's styles.
This is all feels. If it was logical, there'd be data. Where is your data?
Now, I'm sure you would also like to know the things you must never say to Sigma males.
I don't.
Click on the image.
This has been enough. Hold on. Do they just... Okay, no, it's not the whole script. They also have oh my god. They have another channel called Intelligent Men. Or at least is Intelligent Men themed. Sigma male, the rarest man on earth. Fear is an emotion, movement is an action. Learn to separate the two and you can conquer the world. A sigma male doesn't see the glass half full or half empty. He sees it completely half full of water and half full of air. It's simply realistic. Sigma males are emotionless robots who just assess the material nature of things. We don't like talking to people, so we talk to ourselves instead. Oh, I talk to myself, but Jesus Christ, people. We're just fantasizing about our mental illness. What the fuck? One half full. Of course, this is the thing that people want to comment about the glass. Half full or half empty? I ask, are you adding milk or drinking it? Because if you're filling the glass, it's half full. If you're drinking from it, it is half empty. Okay, several thoughts. Think that actually might be a coherent argument. But why milk? Like why milk? Like, he never specified what the glass was half full of in the video. At least I don't think he did. Why milk? Interesting choice. When you didn't have to make a choice at all. Thought the facing your things fear was normal because it is. Actually, facing your fears is something that everyone has to do sometimes. Doesn't mean some people are better at it, sure. And this guy, just to prove he's the real Sigma male, please do not tell me to behave or how to behave. Cheers, mate. Also, that sounds autistic as fuck, because we hate that. I'm currently going through a dark night of the soul. Of course, people in this. Of course, the person with hippie shit. And I'm slowly transforming to something new. I'm confident that the Sigma male in me is coming out. I'm coming out. The world to see. Actually, don't see me, cause I'm a Sigma man. Facts. Is it facts? Like, where was the supporting data? Where was the supporting data for these things? Realistic optimism. The colostomy bag is half full. Oh, God. TY. That was an astounding PowerPoint presentation because it used the same animations. Oh, my God. Damn, it's my personality described point by point. Get checked for autism, sir. You get checked for autism. I'm not gonna comment that. Oh, I want to comment it so bad. No, I'm not gonna choose to pick on that one clearly autistic person. The glass is over-dimensioned. This is 100% real. Is that sounds sarcastic. It sounds sarcastic. Friedrich Nietzsche knew what what Sigma is before Sigma became. Actually, you're not wrong. Like, none of the ideas here are new. They're just being attributed to animation question. What's with neckbeard? Kind of insulting. Okay, that guy clearly has a neckbeard. Some of this is accurate, some not. You're not a Sigma because a real Sigma would not give a shit enough to leave a comment or finish the video. Oh, nice. This video makes Sigma seem like we're a bunch of self-centered, arrogant pricks, but most of the time we're not. We can wear that hat when necessary, but this idea that we don't compare ourselves to other males because we know we're the best thing is utter bullshit. It kind of is. We are usually very good at whatever it is we decide to focus on, but that tends to be specific, specialized tasks or large, complex strategic projects. We know that there are always going to be those with whose abilities exceed our own. This also means that there is room for us to grow, which we always need to be doing. The fact is that most of the time, we really just do not give a fuck about being better than anyone else. We just want to be less wrong than we were yesterday. If we seem self-centered, it may be because we know that we are only in control of ourselves and not others, nor do we seek to be, except that when it comes to coordinating efforts to complete a project. Beyond that, leadership, superiority, or participation in hierarchies holds no interest for us. Brother, you are on the spectrum. You are on the spectrum. Okay, that's enough of that. Because even my even my autism card can't protect me from how much I'm making the same argument. Wow. Sigma males. I leave this knowing full well two things. I'm a Sigma male, and Sigma male is a bullshit concept. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in and for Ruben Uncut and my journey into learning more about Sigma males. I hope they all get checked. You think you might be a Sigma male? Please get checked for autism. Kind of not a joke. A little bit of joke, but also a little bit not. Well, if you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell to get notifications when the videos come out. And also, you can email the program at rubenuncut@gmail.com. You can also find me at various other places where podcasts are available, including Spotify and Apple and, the big ones. RIP Stitcher. You're dead as hell. All right. You have a wonderful whatever, wherever, whoever you are.